Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody got somebody.
Welcome back, 10:33. All right, Chris, I've never asked you this. I waited to the air.
Okay.
Kusnerick or Kusnerick?
Kusnerick.
Gosh dang it. Dad, you let me know. You know, anytime we get to talk about our student athletes, and we got some really great ones here in the school district, it's always great to talk about the start of the year because it seems like everyone kind of gets their hats back on, whether you're a parent, a business, you name it. And we all start focusing on the local athletics. And Chris, how's it been since the school year started just 3 days ago?
Well, it's craziness as always, but we're starting to settle in. And, you know, every year's a new year. And so you have that freshness and excitement with new kids coming into the building, new teachers, administrators, et cetera. And, but no, we're excited, looking forward to this week. This is a big week for us leading up to the annual Red and Gray scrimmage Friday night at Public West Stadium.
Well, and I mean, that's one of my favorites because it seems like right off the bat from 4 o'clock, even before everything starts, West starts to get full up. And then there's like these mini rivalries in themselves, all lighthearted, of course, but just, you know, maybe families and friends sticking next to each other and kind of having those friendly ones. But nothing more fun for me personally at Alton High than the Red and Gray scrimmage game to start every year.
Yeah, it should be a fun night. Obviously, we'll have the boys soccer team that will be scrimmaging. The girls volleyball team is going to scrimmage inside of West Elementary once again. And then we'll have our football team scrimmage. This year is a little bit unique because the IHSA is allowing teams to actually scrimmage another high school.
Whoa.
And so this is something that's totally different. First time ever. They're calling it a week 0 game. And so we actually have made an agreement with Granite City. So Granite City will be coming in and scrimmaging our varsity team versus their varsity team. The parameters are each team gets 24 plays on offense. So we're going to break it down to 12, 12, 12, and 12. But it'll give, obviously, our kids an opportunity to go against someone different than who they've been practicing against all week. No special teams, no kickoffs, no punts,
Really
that type of
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's basically plays. If there's a turnover of some sort, a fumble and interception, you just go back to the line of scrimmage and continuing your segment of 12 plays in a row. But we're excited. It'll be something we think is going to be kind of neat. Next year, we'll return to Granite and go down to Granite. So we'll probably have to tweak our annual Red and Gray scrimmage a little bit. But no, it should be a unique situation, but should be a lot of fun.
I really like that, though, because for a lot of student athletes, regardless of whatever sport it is, it seems like that first couple of minutes of the first game of the season is always nerve-wracking. And hell, if you fumble a snap, at least you don't have to worry about going and picking it up in the end zone. You know, it's let's get our reps together. Let's go out there and get everything going on the same page. And for the fans, that's exciting, too, to have another team come in.
Yes, exactly. And so it's something that's similar. Over in Missouri, they do what they call jamborees, and they actually do it for all their team sports. So like soccer, basketball, baseball. I could see this mushrooming and to maybe affecting possibly other team sports down the road. I think once some of the other team sports see the success, because it is kind of neat, getting an opportunity to go against someone different than your own team. And so you get some of those butterflies out of the way, like you said, and get a chance to put the uniform on and go against someone different before that first game when it really counts.
Well, and I wanted to ask you about just some of the things in the offseason that maybe the public's not aware of. Is one of the coolest things was this new summer league that you guys have on Sundays with every soccer team, it seemed like, came out to West and had these really nice pickup games. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, that was something, and a lot of that goes to Coach Nacella. It was something
I don't give him credit.
I got to. But they'd done it over at Roxana the year before, and we'd participated, and Roxana didn't want to continue it. And so, credit to Greg. He grabbed onto it, and it went extremely, extremely well. They're playing, across the field, so they've got actually 4 teams going out there at one time, which is kind of nice. I think it was 9 versus 9, if I remember right. And just a nice setup where they get down there. We've got great facilities.
Yeah, you do.
It was in the evening, so we didn't have to worry about weather too much as far as with cooler temperatures typically. But that's a credit to Greg to give his chance, to give his kids a chance to get out there and play.
Well, also I heard there's a new some improvements going on to the Alton High soccer field. Is that coming down the pipeline?
Yes, that's coming down the pipe. Hopefully next spring we'll be turfing that field.
Wow.
which is exciting. We'll also be turfing the infield of our varsity baseball field and turfing the infield of our varsity softball field. And so that'll be a project. We were hoping that it was going to get started sooner than later. The anticipation that we have for the spring is obviously sky high because of it's going to help us so much more in terms of not having to worry about rainouts as much in softball and baseball. And then with the soccer field, we also are going to put in football lines. So as far as practice, band, it's really going to be a multi-purpose situation.
Well, and I like that because at first I used to never like the shared field until I saw it in action. You know, when you go down to West and you drive by it and you see everyone kind of working together, and I think it creates more of a dialogue for the teams as a whole, because I think for a success, and you know more about this than I do, but for a successful athletic department, you got to have all the teams on the same page and openly communicating in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, and that helps.
Yeah, you definitely see that down at West, and we'll see it up here at Piasol Motor Fuel Stadium once we get that turfed. Multiple teams practicing at the same time, and it just gives you so many more options. You know, our physical education department can use that; they can go up there. A lot of just different, opportunities that we'll be able to utilize those fields once it's done.
I used to never like the turf baseball infield until I actually, with the River Dragons, just doing their PA announcing. It's crazy how well and true the field plays for being turf.
Yeah,
compared to dirt.
And that's something. You don't have to worry about the bad bounce per se. And then the thing is, more and more schools in our conference have went that route. Both Bellevilles have went that route. O'Fallon and Edwardsville already had. So that way it'll be a little bit more consistent for our teams. But the most important thing is being able to practice and play a more consistent basis. Unless you've got lightning or severe, thunderstorms, if you have a little bit of rain in the afternoon or a lot of rain possibly, clears up by game time, you're playing because it's going to drain and everything's going to be good.
Well, and then that helps the mental factor for the teams, because that's a lot on, especially the spring teams. I always felt bad for, the tennis and the soccers out there, the girls' soccers and baseball and softball, because, man, it's got to be tough that last week to try to cram some of the games in that you lost because of an afternoon shower. Yeah,
and that's the thing, and you're cutting it close. You're waiting to the last minute with busing and all this things. It definitely comes into play. But no, we're excited. Our baseball team in recent years has been fortunate enough we've been able to go out to Gordon Moore. They've worked really, really well. We've been able to go out at Hopkins and use that field, but our softball program didn't have that option.
Right.
We didn't have a turf field in the community, and so I'm real excited for our softball program being able to have that ability to play more games.
Really cool. You got a moment to stick around?
Oh yes, you bet.
Time's 10:40 on this Monday morning. We'll take a quick break. More of our daily show hits you next right after this on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 1043. A little bit of change on this Monday morning, the 19th day of August, as we are continuing our conversation with all things Alton Athletics. You guys have one of these, seriously, Chris, one of the greatest supporting systems in the Alton Athletic Association. And what's it mean to you in your position as the Alton High School Athletic Director to go, hey, when I'm driving down the road, all of my athletes are being, showcased on banners. There's all this positivity. Paint the town red. It's got to make the job feel good and a little bit easier.
Yeah, that Redbird pride really shows out well, and it's really unique and cool for our community to be able to do that. Now, all the credit goes to the Alton Athletic Association of what they've done, and so they really have taken that up to a different level, and we're extremely appreciative. It's unbelievable how thrilled those kids are when they come in to get their pictures taken in late July for their banners or when they're selected, and then when they get a chance to keep them, because when they graduate and they move on, they get their banner, and it's just been a fantastic endeavor. And like I said, the credit goes to the people that were involved in that, mainly the Alton Athletic Association.
What's it like to know, too, that a lot of your athletes have not only achieved on the field, but they're achieving very highly inside of the classroom, too?
Yeah, that's something when you look at our athletic programs. Last year on the varsity level, we only had, if I remember right, only 3 or 4 athletic teams that did not meet the IHSA requirements for team recognition, which is having a 3.0 or higher unweighted, during their particular season. And so that is something that a lot of credit to the kids, obviously, also a credit to the coaches, because some of the coaches have really started to emphasize the academic side apart, because when they haven't seen their team listed in that top or above that 3.0, they've kind of used that as motivation. And so, yeah, it's been great. And that's something that we're very, very proud of, because they truly are student athletes. And we talk about that all the time. You're student first, athlete second, because ultimately sometime, the athletic side of things is going to end. But the things that you're doing on the student side of things are going to carry you all the way through the rest of your life.
Another good component, a great component for the department is honestly Andy in the training department. And I didn't realize the work that he has to do to really make sure in whether or not, the wet bulb is, where it needs to be, the temperatures are where they need to be to keep them safe. That way, plus on the flip side, being everywhere at, all places at all times. Fill me in on having someone like Andy a part of the team.
Well, Andy is top notch. He's as good as you're going to find. He's very, very, well liked and known really throughout the state of Illinois. He's very, very involved in the IADTA, which is his state association. But we, fortunately for the district, we appreciate everything that he's done over the years, and because of that, we've actually expanded his program, and we've hired an assistant athletic trainer this year.
Really?
And so we've taken it to another level, and all the credit goes to the district administration and our board of education, seeing the need that is there. And so we've actually hired a new assistant, a young gal by the name of Sydney Ray, who's coming down from Lewis University. And so she started just about a week ago. So the other thing is it's going to allow us to expand some of our athletic training abilities to the middle school, because that's been an area where they really have not had that when it comes to whether it be injury, prevention, whether it be treatment, whether it just be game coverage. And so now it's kind of cool and neat that we've got 2 certified athletic trainers, here working at Alton High School.
Well, and another thing I wanted to direct our public to, just in case, because, so many more are starting to share online and social media. Let me direct you to altonathletic.org. We'll take you over here now, where you can see some of the upcoming matches, to where you can share and support, but also to get some merchandise, too, and help support that way and keep the community pride going. It seems like the students at Alton High love all the merchandise, and they're just in for every bit of spirit where they can find too.
Yes, very much true. You know, and that's something. And the website this year has got a new look this year. It's went to more of a collegiate look, which is kind of cool. And so, yeah, if there's ever any questions, if you want to see pictures of athletes, rosters, schedules, everything is on there. Various files and links that you might need, you know, as a parent or a
guys did a
student
great
athlete. And so we try to update that almost daily, you know, to provide information, you know, for the people out in the community so they can follow things.
How about this? We'll just take you right to the team store. I'm loving this. What a website. This is easy to find, and just another way that we can support in a different way that is always good. And now getting back to the red and gray game, what's your favorite part of this? Because now that you've had a couple of years under the belt now and you're getting the reps in, what's it do it for?
I think just seeing everyone back, you know, because we just get so many people to come back out. It almost feels like a normal home game. You know, seeing the people excited, coming out wearing their red and showing their pride. The Redbird nest, you know, usually have a great contingent that night too. But it's just neat to see everyone back together in that setting, because it is one of the more neater settings when it comes to high school sports. Really, in all of Southern Illinois, if not the state of Illinois, it's just a unique setting that it's really cool to watch a game there.
Well, you know, and another thing, and I'm not saying this because you're here and a little bit bigger than me, but, you know, not to patronize you, but you were really great at letting people work with you too. If someone's got an idea, I've noticed that, hey, just give me a call and let's see how we can make this work if we can. And there's been a lot of growth just that way, you know, especially the coolest thing has been the Battle of the Bowl. I love the soccer game. I think it's one of my, because I, as a high school student, I tried for years to get us to play Marquette. No one would do it. But it's just things like that. It's going out and knowing that, hey, I can pick up the phone and call and just say, hey, I'd like to do something if possible. And you're willing to always answer, it seems like.
Yeah, a lot of people were nervous, I think, at first, maybe on the administrative side, of getting that series going again, both on the girls and the boys side. But so far during my tenure, it's been a great setup there. Both you know, teams have competed and done well. You know, both sides have really won on both the girls and the boys side. And then just we've had great crowds, really good crowds. And so you know, that's the thing that's been kind of neat is there's that rivalry, but it's been a friendly rivalry. Right. And I think that's important for the community.
That's why I love the district so much, because we have a unique setting with having some private schools in the area too, where maybe the kids that we were going to middle school with, well, now we just took a little bit of a different path, but we'll compete in a different way, you know, with a friendly or some type of good cause to kind of go by that. But really, Chris, I just think you're doing a great job at the athletic department. Is there anything you need to direct our attention to?
No, just like I said, we're excited for this school year, and once again, you know, we look forward to, you know, having our fans out there, you know, attending our games. We've obviously got the fall season going. We're excited. Also, we think, you know, the winter season is going to be a lot of fun with the girls basketball program that we've got back, and then even the boys side of things. I think Coach Dudley's done a fantastic job. I mean, I think they're setting themselves up for a big winter too. And then when you lead into the spring, you know, we've got our regional champs on the baseball side of things that will be returning a real good nucleus, you know, and with Scott Harper.
Coach Harper's done a good job.
And so, yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of good things going on here at Alton High School, and we hope that the community will continue to support us like they have.
I'm glad you mentioned the winter sports, because I don't think I would have left this studio if I did not mention the Lady Redbirds. Man, everyone's really doing great, and it's got to be a great problem to have with all these teams firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's been neat, you know, and when you look at the fan base that has really just shot up during the last 5 years, and it's just been a lot of fun, and a lot of the credit goes to the girls and the coaches, and they definitely appreciate the support they get from the community.
Really cool. We'll take a quick break. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
No problem at all.
Welcome.
Appreciate it anytime.
We'll have to do one again for the winter season too. Definitely. Right. We'll take a quick pause here at 10:51. We'll wrap up the Monday that was right after this on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV.